everyone, in today's crochet tutorial we're going to be making a pattern made by myself, a hanging plant accessory. It could be for in your car or honestly wherever you like. So what we're going to need for today's project is a darker brown yarn. I have a tan yarn. This is also going to be the color of the basket. So if you want to make the basket a different color, I would definitely think that would be cute. It would turn out cute. We also have a green yarn because we're just doing like a greenery plant. So yeah, you're gonna need the 4.5mm hook, a pair of scissors, and a threading needle. Oh, you also might need some stitch markers. I always have a few of them laying around because you never know when you're going to need them. So what we're going to start making first would probably be the basket, okay? So I said I was using this tan color. Also, ignore the little marks on here. This is actually my vanity, and I'm trying to make do with what I have. And I have makeup stains, and we're just doing the best over here. We're doing the best that we can, okay? So ignore that. Do me that favor. So, we're going to start with making the basket. I chose tan. You can make it any color you'd like. So we're going to start with a magic ring. If you don't know how to make a magic ring, it's pretty simple. Yarn over. Then you're going to twist it, and then you're going to cross it, and I would move and hold it with your pinky. So now you have two over here, and you have a cross right here. You're going to grab your crochet hook, you're going to go under the first one, grab that second one, pull it through, and then you're going to twist, so it's twisted on your hook, and now you're going to see where this second, like not the closest yarn, but the farther. You're going to pick that one up and pull it through. And there's your magic ring. We're going to do 10 single crochets in the magic ring. So how you do that, so this is our working yarn. You can hold it however it's comfortable. This is usually how I hold it. Go in the circle. Pull that working yarn, pull up, now you have two on the loop, you're going to pull that yarn, don't go through the hoop, you're going to pull that working yarn, pull through two, and that's one single crochet. So we'll do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now that we have 10 single crochets inside of the circle, you're going to take the non-working yarn and you're going to pull your loop closed. Now be careful not to twist it up. There you go. And I just continued working in the round. Now that means we're not gonna close this, we're just gonna continue working around it. So in that first V, we're gonna go in there and we're gonna do increases all the way around. So after this round you should have 20 stitches. But you're doing an increase stitch, for the people who don't know, is 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. So this was the first one, we'll do 1. Now we're going back into that same exact stitch. And 2. Now we're going to the next stitch. 3. Same stitch. 4. Next stitch. 5. Same stitch. 6. And just repeat that around. last stitch, 19 and 20. So that's how you should look, how it should look so far. You should have 20 stitches all around. So to double check that, if you don't know, see these little V's? That's how you count your stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not that you can see too good, but that's how you count them. Wait for my camera to focus. Yeah, so each of these V's is a single stitch. So you should have 20 around right now. So for this next round, we're going to do 1 single crochet and then an increase, and that's going to be a pattern around the entire thing. So what I usually do, I mean, everybody does it different. So we'll start in that, start in the next stitch, 1. So then I'll put my stitch marker in that one to remind myself, or so I can just pay attention to doing the pattern rather than counting. Sometimes it just gets mixed up. So we're going to go in the next stitch, increase, so that's 1, and then another single crochet in the same stitch, and then you're going to repeat that all around. So the next stitch we're going to do 1, next stitch is an increase, so 2 single crochets. So now we have met up with our stitch marker. Take that out. And then I would recommend keeping it in after, like once you start using it, because it makes it a lot easier to keep track of how many stitches you have. So for the next round, we're just doing single crochets around. So we're going to do 1, put that stitch marker back in. And then you're just going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch around. Counting your stitches after each round is definitely helpful because it lets you know if you made a mistake, and you could just pull out 1 round and restart it. And usually the problem will be solved then and there because maybe you did too many increases, you know? It happens. So it's a lot easier to pay attention after each round rather than, you know, making a mistake and not realizing it until, 3 rounds later. I've definitely learned that the hard way. Or when it's just so deep into the project where you're losing like 50% of your work taking it out. It doesn't even feel like it needs to be fixed at that point. It's like, alright, nope, I like it this way, it's fine. So So now we have single crocheted all the way around. So it's going to be the bottom of the basket. So for the next round, round 5, we're going to be working in the back loops only. So what I mean by the back loops, so we've been working through, remember the V that I taught you about? So the back loop, there's 2 different strands right here, you know? This side, and then there's this side. So the back loop is going to be away from you when you're holding the project. So you go inside the V rather than going on the side and going through 2. See how they're both on my hook? The back loop would be going right in the middle, and then only through this one. The furthest one away from you. So you definitely want to add your stitch marker back in. Then you're going to be working single crochets all around again, but this time we're working only in the back loops. Let me let that focus. Yeah, so you're going in the V, the farthest one away from you. It's also pretty weird to try to crochet and explain what I'm doing, not only as I'm doing it, but as I'm recording. It's super weird because I want to look at the project, but I'm trying to pay attention to where I am in the frame because I keep slowly like drifting or closer to myself. I'm trying to stay in here. So hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. In the V, you're not going from the side and picking up both of them. You're going in the V, single crochet. And you'll see what this does if you don't already know. Okay, so we've been working in the round, meaning we haven't been closing each round with a slip stitch, but this time, and for the rest of the rows, we're going to be, so take that stitch marker out. Now you see how the back loop only, it kind of creates, so it turned a little bit. I mean, you'll see it on your own work, but it's the bottom of the basket, kind of made it so that it's going to go up now. So in that first one, we're going to go through both, just a regular single crochet, but this time we're going to do a slip stitch. So once we went in there, grab that working yarn, pull it through the loop, don't add any yarn. Now we just close the round with a slip stitch, and then we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. We'll definitely still use your stitch marker so you don't get mixed up. So now, this is round 6. We're going to be doing this from round 6 to round 9. You're going to be doing treble crochets all around. I think it makes, a cute look. So a treble crochet, if you don't know, yarn over, let me get a little bit closer, yarn over twice, then you're going to go in that first one, pull through, so now you should have 4 strands on your hook, yarn over, and then you pull through those first 2. So then you have 3 strands on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 again, Now you have 2 strands on your hook, yarn over, pull through, and that's a treble crochet. So you're just going to repeat that all around each stitch. Pull through 2, pull through 2. So 1, 2 in the stitch, pull through, 4 on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. 2 times over the hook, insert, pull through, grab the hook, 2, 2, 2. It gets, I mean, once you do it so much, it's just gonna come so easy. So if you need to watch it a few times, if you're not familiar with that stitch, or you're just a beginner, the video's not going anywhere. You can definitely rewatch that part. I'll say it one more time. Yarn over twice, in the next stitch, pull through, you have 4 strands, yarn over, pull through 2, so now you have 3 strands, yarn over, pull through 2, and 2 strands, yarn over, pull through the last 2. And this is what it's going to start looking like. Definitely looks like a basket. I mean, as much as a basket can look like at this point. So this is going to be round 6. So you're going to repeat exactly this. And we're going to come back after at the end of row 9. So we're at the end of round 9. So what we're going to do, remove our stitch marker, insert our hook into that first stitch, pull through, I would do it one more time, so as if you're going to make a chain 1, pull it tight. Now I would leave this pretty long, so when we sew in the top part, pull it through. This is probably a little too long, but it's better to be a little bit longer than not having enough to sew it on. So this is what your basket should look like so far. I'm going to set that aside. And next we're going to be working on the strap for the basket. I'm going to use a magic ring. And we're going to do 6 single crochets in the magic ring. Pull it closed. So then we're going to go into the first stitch. Slip stitch. We're going to chain 26. So obviously this is the length of how like low or high, I guess you could say, that your basket will be hanging from. So if you want this a little bit longer, or if you prefer a little bit shorter, I mean, that's completely up to you. The chains don't really matter. It's just make sure, so we're gonna fasten this off. But as I was saying, just make sure when you, because we're going to be making 3 of these on the same magic ring, make sure they're all the same amount of stitches, obviously, because if you make one shorter than the other, it's not going to sit properly. It's going to be a little crooked. So then, okay, so we have 2 so far. Now, I'm going to show you how to make the third one. Now on all of these, we're doing them 2 stitches apart. So 1, 2, insert our hook, grab our working yarn, I'll make sure not to pull. So then you're going to pull it through, slip knot that, and you're going to chain 26 or your amount that you chose. And we now have 3 chains, and that's all we're gonna do. So before anything else, besides our chains that we're gonna be attaching to our basket, we have the ends of each one in the middle. And what I like to do is just kind of tie them together. I already tied the first 2 together twice, I think. So as long as you tie most of them together 1 or 2 times, you should be good to trim those. And just to be extra safe, sometimes I even apply a little bit of glue right there, just to make sure that they don't slip out. But I mean, nobody should be tugging on this anyways, but just in case, for a little extra support. So then we're gonna put that, it should look pretty clean besides the ends of each strand of the basket. That's the only thing that you should have right here now. So we have the basket, the straps, we're gonna put that to the side. Next, we're going to be working on the dirt, which lays on top of the basket. So you're gonna go ahead and grab your darker brown, or I mean, if you're using a different color for the basket and you want to use a lighter brown, like I said, it's completely your choice. So for the dirt, we're gonna do another magic ring. I feel like by now you guys are gonna be pretty good with the magic ring. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 single crochets in your magic ring. Go ahead and close it. And we're doing an increase around. We're not stitching, slip stitching together, so just working around. You're going to that first stitch. By the end of this row, you should have 20. Okay, we're still working around, so for round 3, we're going to be doing another pattern of 1 single crochet. You could always throw in that stitch marker, so don't lose your spot. And then an increase. That's 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. And then you just repeat that around. Okay, so for the next round, 4. For the next 2 rounds, actually, we're just gonna do single crochets all around. So this is row 4, and then we'll come back once round 5 is done. Okay, so now that we have the dirt, the basket, and the basket like straps done, all we have left are the hanging leaves, or whatever you want to call them. So you're going to start with the slip knot, twist, pull that working yarn, there we go, insert your hook into the slip knot, tighten it, and then you chain 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm so sorry that I keep like messing up. It's just really hard to focus on my hands when I have this camera like basically near my face, and I'm trying not to look in the camera, but I also want to keep my eyes into the camera so I can see that you guys are seeing what I'm doing. So after you chain 6, in the second chain from the hook, you're going to do a half double crochet. So I don't know, yarn over, insert into the second chain from the hook, pull through. Now you should have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all of those hoops. That's a half double crochet. And then we're going to do a treble crochet, yarn over, and we're going to that same stitch. And we're pulling through. So now we should have 4 strands in the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now the chain next to this one, you're going to slip stitch, and then that makes the little like bulbs, whatever you want to call these. I forget what this plant is called that I was kind of basing this off of. But it's like the hanging leaves or whatever you want it to really be. Then we're going to just repeat that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then in the second chain from the hook, yarn over, insert, 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. That's a half double crochet. Into the same stitch, we're going to do the treble crochet again. So yarn over twice, into that same stitch. You should have 4 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then stitch next to it, you're going to slip stitch. And you're really just going to repeat this for basically as long as you want these to be. It really just depends on how long you want them to be hanging from your plant. I also like to, this is completely up to you, but so it looks a little bit less, I know it's crocheted, but it makes it a little bit more nature-like when you kind of don't make it perfect. Like, perfect as in you're doing 6 chains in between every single little bulb. So for the next one, for example, I would 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I would do this one like 10 down. Yarn over into the second chain from the hook. over twice, same stitch, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then maybe even 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I wouldn't do them that close together, but like I said, we'll just do it with 4 inches. So this looks a little like, I don't know. I feel like it looks a little bit better when it's not too like uniform. So what I would also do, because you're gonna make as many of these as you would like in your plant. So we're gonna come back when you have all of these made. Again, make as many as you'd like, and I'll show you where to go from there. Okay, so I'm all done making my vines. I actually ended up with 8 of them. We're going to attach the top of the basket first. That's when we use our threading needle. Now, you want to make sure that the top of this is the right way. Go ahead and insert it. Doesn't matter where you insert it on this first one. From the outside in. And then you're going to go through the same loop that you inserted it in. Go through. And then you're going to put hook right through that loop. And tighten it. I just like to leave my ends right in the inside. So then for the next one, you also want to make sure they don't like twist up. So since this should be 30 stitches around, I'm going to be placing these all 10 stitches apart. From the last one that we put on here, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go ahead and insert. Again, you're going to want to double check and make sure it's not twisted. You go through the same loop again. And you're going to be making a loop. Put the needle through the hoop. Tighten it. I will go through the outside in one more time. And cut it. Leave the ends on the inside. Because how it looks on the inside isn't really important. That you're not going to see any of that. So then I'm going to grab this one. More stitches. So from the last one we inserted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Outside in. So not twist these up. Outside in again in that same stitch, and then the loop that we create, let me go in that and tighten, And then outside again one more time. And then we'll cut it. Scrap of it. Inside. And this is what it should look like. So we're going to put this to the side. And then we're going to grab all of our vines. I think this is the most, if not working up all of this, I think attaching all of these to the dirt probably takes the longest. So we'll try to go with like the longer side. It doesn't really matter which side you choose. And really, you can insert these wherever you like. Go through one more time, and you'll have a loop on the back, and that's when you want to go under that loop so that you can make sure it's really secure. And you go ahead and cut that. That's what it's looking like. I would just, try to evenly spread them out, but again, however you want it to look. Also with these ends, I usually just tie it again. And then cut it. And then you're going to repeat this and attach all of your vines onto the dirt, and then we'll meet back up. Okay, so now that all of our vines are sewn in, and I cleaned up all the bottoms, you could also burn the bottoms of them with a lighter just for a second to really lock in the ends. So this next part is definitely optional. I would recommend it. So I'm going to tie these brown pieces together. Cut those. I already traced it out, but I like to put a piece of cardboard on here, just because it holds the shape, especially of the top of the flower, the top of the flower pot. So I put a little bit of hot glue on this cardboard, make sure to not cut anything else, and it also helps to keep all the ends secure. Go ahead and put that down. What it should be looking like. You obviously can add more. I honestly kind of like it a little bit like this. It definitely could be full. So now we're going to grab our basket. Oh, you also might need, well, you will need some stuffing. Whatever you call it, polyfilm. So I'm gonna grab our threading needle again. And then this end that we left from the side of our basket, is ready. You can fill your basket just a little bit. Not too much though, because you don't want this in the way. And you don't want it too round looking. So then we'll start where the end is. I'm gonna go through both loops, and then with the brown, the dirt, you're gonna go through, you can't see that, just the outer loop. And then you're gonna go through the outer loop of the next brown one, and both loops of the next one, or light tan. Oh my goodness! And you're kind of just gonna keep weaving in and out all around.
This doesn't have to be super, super tight. Both loops on the outer loop on the dirt.
It is kind of annoying to sew in dirt when all of the vines are in the way, but I promise it makes a big difference because I've sewed in the dirt first before, and it really just makes it super hard to get a clean look with all the vines. So that's why I like doing those first, so then you can get rid of all the bad ends, and then you can also glue them down. I don't have too much to go left, so that's when I would add some more stuffing. I like it pretty full, but this is another one of those things, it's to your preference. Especially with the cardboard, it holds the shape really well, so you don't really have to worry too much. This is the last stitch. Right before you finish pulling it through, go through that loop. Pull it tight. And then what I like to do is just go through right, and this is the final product. I think it came out super cute. And you can hang this in your car, in your room, on a bag, really anywhere. Thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, somebody who might want to make this too. You can also tag me on Instagram, Hooked on Hayleigh, if you want, no pressure. I also give full permission if you guys want to use this pattern and sell it. Just, don't sell the pattern. Hopefully you won't do that. If you guys are interested in a written version and you're kind of past the video thing, and because some people are visual learners or this is a helpful tutorial towards beginners. If you guys are interested in the written version though, I have it on my Instagram, Hooked on Hayleigh, and it should be posted around the same exact time that this video is going to go out. Also, subscribe. This light is killing my eyes. I'm ready for bed. Okay, bye besties.